Let us discuss one problem of orthogonal matrix. So the problem says determine the values of alpha, beta, gamma when this matrix is orthogonal. The matrix has been given to us over here. Okay, let me take the highlighter. So we have to take determine values of alpha, beta, and gamma. The matrix is given over here. Okay, let us assume it is matrix capital A. Okay, we have to determine values of alpha, beta, gamma, and it is given that this matrix is orthogonal. It is given that it is orthogonal. Now, suppose a matrix like this is orthogonal, then what happens? Suppose a matrix A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, G, H, J, okay, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, this matrix is orthogonal, suppose. Then what are the conditions it satisfies? The conditions which this matrix will satisfy are these six equations: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six equations. The elements of this matrix will satisfy these six equations. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These six equations will be satisfied by the elements of this particular matrix. So the first, the three set of equations can be obtained by squaring the elements of each row and adding. So a square plus b square plus c square will be equal to 1. So a square plus b square plus c square, that is the sum of the squares of elements of first row, is equal to 1. Then d square plus e square plus f square equal to 1. So d square plus e square plus f square equal to 1. This condition will also be satisfied. Similarly, for third row, g square plus h square plus j square. So g square plus h square plus j square will also be equal to 1. That is the sum of the squares of the elements of each row. Sum of the the sum of the squares of the elements of each row is equal to 1. Then from this condition we get three equations. Then another condition is that if you consider two rows at a time you consider two rows, so AD plus BE plus CF will be equal to 0. So AD plus BE plus CF equal to 0. Then DG plus EH plus FJ equal to 0. So DG plus EH plus FJ equal to 0. Then AG plus BH plus CJ equal to 0. So AG plus BH plus CJ equal to 0. Okay. So this can be said like this, that sum of the product of corresponding elements, sum of the products of corresponding elements of any two rows, sum of the products of corresponding elements of any two rows is equal to 0. Sum of the products of corresponding elements of any two rows is equal to 0. And sum of the squares of elements of each row, sum of the squares of elements of each row is equal to 1. Okay, this is the thing. This particular condition is satisfied by all the orthogonal matrices. Now it is given to us that this is the matrix and it is orthogonal, and we have to determine alpha, beta, gamma. So let us assume capital A matrix. Capital A matrix is equal to this much: 0, 2 beta, gamma. Capital A equal to 0, 2 beta, gamma, alpha, beta, minus gamma, alpha, minus beta, gamma. Okay. Now it is given that A is orthogonal, already given. So let us assume first row. So 0 square plus 2 beta square, that will be 4 beta square. First of all, there will be 0 square. Let me write it. Only then it will be clear. So if you consider the first row, what is the thing? 0 square plus 2 beta square plus gamma square will be equal to what? It will be equal to 1. So in turn, 4 beta square plus gamma square will be equal to 1. Okay. So that is the equation which you get over here. 4 beta square plus gamma square equal to 1. This is that equation. 4 beta square plus gamma square equal to 1. This is equation 1. This one. Okay. Now let us get other equation. What will be the other equation? This multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this plus this multiplied by this should be equal to 0. So 0 multiplied by alpha plus 2 beta multiplied by beta, okay, plus gamma multiplied by minus gamma should be equal to what? It should be equal to 0. So 0 into alpha is 0. So it will be 2 beta square minus gamma square will be equal to 0. Okay. So this is the second equation which you got. Okay. This is that equation which has been written over here. Write it properly. Okay. 2 beta square minus gamma square equal to 0. 2 beta square minus gamma square equal to 0. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2. Okay. Why have we chosen these two equations? We have chosen these two equations because there is 0 over here. As there is 0 over here, as one of the elements over here is 0, so it becomes convenient to solve the equation. That's why we have chosen this row and this particular row. Okay. So for finding the sum of square, we have used this row, and finding the product of corresponding elements, we have used this row and this row. Okay. This is the thing. For finding the square of individual element and adding them, we have used this row, first row. But for finding the product of corresponding elements of the rows, we have used first row and second row. Okay. Some of the corresponding elements have been found in that manner. Now this is equation 1, this is equation 2, I have already derived. Now let us derive one more equation. Either use this row or either use this row. So after you use that row, what will happen? Let us assume we are using this third row. Then what will happen? Alpha square plus minus beta square plus gamma square will be equal to 1. Okay. So in turn, alpha square plus beta square plus gamma square will be equal to 1. And if you use this particular row, even then you get the same equation. Alpha square plus beta square plus gamma square equal to 1. So this is equation 3. Alpha square plus beta square plus gamma square equal to 1. This is equation 3. So we have three unknowns. We have three unknowns, alpha, beta and gamma, three unknowns, and we have three equations, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So three unknowns, three equations. So we can solve the equations. So for solving the equations, what should we do? Let us see. What can we do for solving the equation? So from equation 1 and 2, what will happen from equation 1 and 2? Let us have a look. If you simply add equation 1 plus equation 2, what will happen? This is gamma square. Okay. So minus gamma square and plus gamma square will cancel out if you add equation 1 and 2, and you will get 6 beta square is equal to 1. From here, if you find out beta square, that will be equal to 1 by 6. Okay, and if you take square root on both the side, I am writing here. So if you take square root on both the side, what will happen? Beta will be equal to plus minus 1 by root 6. Okay, plus minus 1 by root 6. This is the value of beta if you add equation 1 and 2. So from equation 1 and 2, that is obtained from 1 plus 2, we get beta equal to plus minus 1 by root 6. Plus minus 1 by root 6. Now again, we need to do some manipulation. So equation 1 minus 2 times equation 2. So equation 1, we are subtracting 2 times of equation 2 from equation 1. Okay, that is the written thing over here. So let us do this 1 minus 2 times of equation 2. So equation 1 is 4b beta square plus gamma square equal to 1, and from this we are subtracting 2 times of equation 2. So 2 times of what equation? 2 beta square minus gamma square, that will be equal to 0. Okay, so equation 1 minus 2 times of equation 2. Why we did this? We did this to eliminate beta. We already eliminated gamma and found out value of beta. Now we are eliminating beta and finding out the value of gamma. So in turn it will be what? It will come out to be 3 gamma square. If you do this, it will turn out to be 3 gamma square equal to 1. So gamma square will be equal to 1 by 3. So gamma will be equal to 1 plus minus 1 by root 3. If you take square root on both the sides, gamma will be equal to plus minus 1 by root 3. Okay. Put the values of beta and gamma in equation 3. Now what is equation 3? Alpha square plus beta square plus gamma square equal to 1. This is equation 3. Alpha square plus beta square plus gamma square equal to 1. We have found out beta and gamma from these two equations. From equation 1 and equation 2, we have found out beta and gamma. Now we need to find out alpha. So substitute beta and gamma here. You will automatically get the value of alpha. Okay. So let us substitute. So after you substitute beta equal to 1 by root 6 plus minus this value, you substitute it here. Okay. And this particular value you substituted here. Okay. So what you got? In turn you got alpha square plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3 equal to 1. Now 1 by 6 plus 1 by 3 will be equal to 1 by 2 plus alpha square equal to 1. Then alpha square will be equal to 1 by 2. 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. So alpha square equal to 1 by 2. So taking square root on both the side, alpha is equal to plus minus 1 by 2. 1 by root 2. Plus minus 1 by root 2. So what are the values you got? What are the values you got from here? Alpha you got to be equal to plus minus 1 by root 2. Okay. Beta you got to be equal to plus minus 1 by root 3. This is the value of beta which you got. And what is the value of gamma which you got? Gamma you got to be equal to plus minus 1 by square root of 6. These are the values of alpha, beta and gamma which you get from here. So those values have been written over here. Those values. So it is written hence. It is written hence. Okay. Hence alpha is equal to this, beta is equal to this, gamma is equal to this. And what was the question? The question was asking determine the value of alpha, beta, gamma. Question was asking that. So we have successfully found out values of alpha, beta and gamma. So successfully found. Now one end screen will appear over here, and click on that end screen and watch the entire playlist of matrices. Thank you very much.